Okay, many people, they ask me, Ed, how do you fuel up to do those hundreds, all those hundreds you've done? You've been in over 200 100-mile races. You've completed 185 of them. You have to have a secret. Well, there's a couple of things you can do that can help in the fueling process. You want to have the right amount of carbs that you need, the energy that you need that's stored as glycogen in the muscles and the liver. So one way you could do this to fuel up is come to one of these cool little mermaid kind of stores, and they have these things right here. Those are pretty good. Actually, I get the caramel ripple one, and because I'm trying to cut down on calories, I have them. They put whipped cream on top and on the bottom. I just have them hold the whipped cream on the bottom. Don't put the bottom whipped cream. I get enough fat in the top whipped cream. You need fat. You got to have fat to fuel up properly. Then the cool thing is, my friend Natalie Larson, who's quite a runner, she moved to Cincinnati. She says she started her own business. She never told me what it was. Didn't know until I got here, but right next to the Starbucks that they closed down when they saw me coming. But right next to it, it's no problem because there's another place that's really perfect for fueling up. You got to get the carbs that you need, and here it is. Natalie's candy jar. So let me take inside and let's take a look at the kind of foods that you really should have to get the energy that you're going to need. Now, they've got all kinds of different things here. We'll go over here. You know, you've got to get the 4 food groups, and dairy is so important. You know, you've got to get the nutrients that are in milk. So you start out with these right here. It's milk duds, all right? You've got to have milk duds. Without that, you're going to really have a tough time. And beans are very important because there's a lot of carbohydrates in beans. The roughage as well, you need that. You got to process things through your system. So you got these right here. And Boston baked beans. You don't have to be in Boston to get them. They sell them right here in Ohio. So there's that. Now, if you really want to have a really super good race, I mean, if you want to finish that race as a winner, you got to have these. So important. Whoppers will fuel you through the race, I'm telling you. And there's so many great, I like to have a lollipop to reward myself, but you know what? You go big or you go home when it comes to 100, and so you might as well go big. And this is a kind of a lollipop that I think you should get. I mean, it's amazing. It takes me hours to get through one of these. And then I like the ones also really that have the bubble gum inside of them. Cherry's my favorite flavor, and they stock them up for me. They knew I was coming here, so they did some cool things for me. Starbucks, and then they've got all these things right here, you know, and inside of some of those, there's even nuts, almonds, peanuts, raisins. See, peanuts, raisins, almonds. You know, you need those things to fuel up properly. That's what I get. And what you really have to have when it gets to like 2 o'clock in the morning and you're falling asleep, you got to have these right here. Milk chocolate espresso beans. That does the job. I mean, it just kicks in some caffeine into your system. And Jelly Bellies, they've got all the Jelly Bellies here. I mean, this is the bomb, this place right here. You're fueling up for your 100. This is the place to go. Look at this. That is a Tootsie Roll, my friend, right there. That's the size that you need. And so I'm only halfway through the store. I mean, you could stock up on this and put yourself together a pretty cool aid station. Come in there, get what you need, head on back out. They got all kinds of chocolates. Look at this, toffee, raspberry. See, more fruit. Fruit is important. They got the raspberry, salted caramel, love that. Hazelnut, cherry. I mean, they really know how to stock up this place. And let me see, I've got a few more little things over here that I think could be helpful. They do have this counter here, this place here. I don't know. I think they're trying to be a little bit healthy, but they've got some actual nuts without sweetener added to them, without candy. You know, they've got these sunflower kernels and salted peanuts in a mix there. Just good stuff. But I'm telling you, if you really want to treat yourself, here's what you do. You have someone go get this for you beforehand, and then have them just like get all these different Jelly Bellies, and then you can surprise yourself. You come in after some hard miles, you don't know what you're going to get. You just grab a handful and you just start eating one at a time. Try and guess what the flavor is, because you got to occupy your mind. It's so important when you're out there and it's 2, 3, 4 in the morning, especially if you're not going to have a pacer. You got to keep the mind working. The mind's got to work, or you're going to fall asleep. You're going to lose your place. You're going to not be watching for course markers, and that's not good. You don't want that to happen. So I'm telling you, do these. I know this stuff. Remember, I've ran more 100-mile races than any American, and there's only one person in the world who's ran more than I've ran. It's a woman that lives in Great Britain. I know what I'm talking about. People ask me about the secret of what it takes to get through hundreds, and I've been really reticent about sharing it, because why would I give away my secret? I still have things I want to accomplish. I have world records I want to set. But you know what? You got to share the wealth. You got to share the knowledge. It's not right to keep it locked up inside of here when it could be helpful for so many people who are looking to start their journey in 100-milers. And I think everybody should. And if you properly fuel up, I'm telling you, that's the key. It's the key. You got to properly fuel up. Pace is important too, I guess, a little bit. Maybe you should probably pace yourself. But get yourself down to a store like this, like Natalie's Candy Jar, and I'm telling you, that's just gonna fuel you right through your journey. Because I'm telling you this, if you don't, here's what's gonna happen to you. If you don't properly fuel yourself for 100-mile races, you'll end up just like these guys right here. See? The mighty mastodon. Why do they not exist anymore? Because they didn't properly fuel up for the journey ahead of them. If they had just gotten their butt right over there, I mean, look, it's only a few steps. Why couldn't they make it right over there to the candy store? Gotten some of the candy there, they'd still be around today. There's this other one over here. I don't even know what this one is. It looks like it's a moose. Yeah, it must be the skull of a moose. See? Now they're still around. Why are moose still around? Take a look. Take a look what he's looking at. He's looking at Natalie's Candy Jar. He's got a big smile on his face. Moose, no. Fueling for hundreds. Get yourself some simple carbohydrates. That's why moose still exist and mastodons are extinct. Telling you, take it from me, the Jester.